2 hours to go for the India-South Africa blockbuster. Ahmedabad, the build-up has been massive. Neil at the back end. Neil, can you play some visuals also, please? As we talk through, you can keep me in the frame and play some visuals from the build-up in Ahmedabad. These have been filed by Rohit Juglan, Shubhayan, and Gargi, who are all there in Ahmedabad reporting on this particular game. Massive build-up, massive build-up. I mean, from around 3 p.m., these fellows in our work group from around 3 p.m. started sending these visuals. Two unbeaten teams, two top sides, two absolutely top sides, giant sides colliding in this final before the final. It's a repeat of the 2024 World Cup final. If you check, yeah, the preceding kind of makes it obvious at one level that unless there is a major upset at the group stage, which generally doesn't happen, you kind of know that these are the teams that will progress to the Super 8 stage. So you know that okay, this is the kind of build up that will happen. So you are conscious of that. You are conscious of that, and uh, you know. So the preceding has a bit of an advantage and a bit of a disadvantage because of the fact that you had preceding. You know that okay, an India South Africa game is a likely possibility, and unless something dramatic happens, India loses to Netherlands and the US, or South Africa loses to a couple of these relatively lesser nations, associate nations, it will be India South Africa. The other side is it kind of takes away from the drama. It takes away from the drama. These four teams are unbeaten. Why should these teams be in the same group? India, South Africa, Zimbabwe, West Indies. These teams are unbeaten. There should be the crisscross. I mean, two top sides from this group and two top sides from the other group, or rather, the second sides from the other group should play. Now that's the problem with preceding. Now you can argue that why would the organizers do preceding? Because in 2003, for example, 2007, for example, all of this. I'm joined by Shubhan. Shubhan, over to you. Give me a sense. What's happening for the last couple of hours? The build-up has already started.
Yeah, but they opened the gate at 3 o'clock sharp, so the fans have been going inside, and it's going to be a capacity crowd. It's almost sold out. The only remaining seats are few of the 1,000 seats and the 30,000 seats. Nothing in between. So you can expect a crowd of more than 85, 90,000, and what we witnessed during the 23 ODI World Cup final or IPL final. So it's going to be an exciting aspect in regards to the atmosphere. Ahmedabad has been, producing some good crowd even in the last game, India versus Netherlands game. You saw 68,510 people coming in. So, it has been producing some good moments, and the Indian team will need these fans today to, back them and produce an atmosphere to win this very important tie, Buryada.
So two questions. One, you said it was a fresh pitch, pitch number 5. I was watching your 12 noon show. So one on that, what are you expecting from the wicket? Will it kind of result in a run feast? And number two, given that it's a black soil wicket, not a red soil wicket, I was watching a bit of your Hindi as well. Are you expecting bounce? Are you expecting more pace? What kind of team combination? Can that influence team combination at all? So two questions: fresh wicket and the team combination.
Goriana, I even tweeted a photo of the wicket half an hour, 1 hour back, and when I went inside the stadium in the press box, I saw quite a bit of grass covering on that match wicket on that pitch. So uh, if there's a tinge of grass left, then of course it is to hold the wicket. It's a mixed. It's not a completely black soil wicket. It's a mixed soil wicket with the component of black soil being on the higher side. So that will of course bring the spinners into the play, bring the cutter into the play. But since it is a fresh wicket, it's not a tired wicket. It has not been used in the T20 World Cup. Expect a lot of freshness with the batters enjoying a lot of assistance at least in the second half or in the middle phase of the over. Yes, with the new ball in Ahmedabad, the Pacers do get a bit of movement, especially under the lights. So I expect that to happen. But at the same time, if there's a bit of black soil in that mixture in the component, then expect the spinners to come into the play definitely without a doubt. And in terms of changes, it's a very tricky question right now because after I saw the grass covering on the match wicket, I have a feeling that the Indian bowling unit might be the same. They would be tempted to play Arshdeep Singh since he has a great record against Quinton de Kock and did well in the bilateral series which we played recently against South Africa. But I won't be surprised if Arshdeep is dropped and Kuldeep Yadav is played, or a Washington Sundar is played in place of Arshdeep. They can go with an extra spinner, considering how this pitch played out, or how the stadium played out in the last game between India and Netherlands. And it is pretty hot. It is 35, 36 degrees here. Humid is there. I don't think the dew will play a huge role, at least in the first innings. But in the second half of the second innings, you can see a bit of a dew coming into the play, and manipulating the final overs of the second inning. So very tricky in terms of playing 11. Otherwise, I would have given you the exact changes what the Indian team can do.
Yeah, that was actually my next question. I mean, that is dew a factor? You've been there for 4 or 5 days now. Is dew a factor in the days that you've been there? You watched India practice, South Africa practice. How much dew will that influence the toss call of winning the toss and bowling first? Will that influence the call?
Well, I don't think dew will play a very major role. It won't play a big role because they are spraying the anti-dew elements here. They are using that anti-dew machine, and I think they have got that from the Nagpur Cricket Association, the Vidarbha Cricket Association for this particular game. So in terms of dew, in the last couple of days, there was not that much dew, to be honest. And I don't think dew will play a massive role here. But you can see a bit of a moisture. You can see a bit of pitch getting flattened out in the second part of the second innings. And under lights in the second innings, Ahmedabad pitch has turned a bit favorable for batters. So I would say chasing is the better call here. Let the South African team or opposition team, bat first and set a total. That will remove you from the extra calculations in your head and will allow you to play freely if you know what the target is.
And the inevitable question: Aiden Markram versus Abhishek Sharma at the top. Inevitable.
Oh, that's the best part. What about fans also, Buryada? I've spoken to at least 40, 50 fans. I came here at 1 o'clock. But from there on, whenever we have mentioned Abhishek Sharma, every fan is backing him to score runs. They are not bothered about him scoring 3 consecutive ducks. And before we have seen that 3 consecutive ducks or string of low scores, uh, people can get a bit agitated and can call for the player to be dropped. But in regards to Abhishek Sharma, they are backing him. They want him to score big runs and are fully behind him. Not only the team management but the fans as well. So that is a good thing to see. And you mentioned Aiden Markram also. Not only Aiden Markram, I'm afraid of their top three. Quinton de Kock, after coming from his retirement, taking his retirement back, he has been playing some fresh cricket. He scored a 90 odd against India in the bilateral series as well. He has a good record against India. Experienced campaigner Ryan Rickelton, after coming in as an injury replacement, he has been a revelation for them at number three. And they have someone like a Deval Davis who can tackle the spin very well. So my matchup of the day would be Deval Davis versus Varun Chakravarti, a quality player of spin versus number one bowler in the world right now.
And Jasprit Bumrah also, right? I mean, Jasprit Bumrah did not feature because he will be key. Because in a high pressure game, you want your top people to put their hand up. That South African batting goes deep. Marco Jansen, for example, backing down the order. We've seen in that series against India.
The star
So
Stubbs is there.
Tristan Stubbs, Deval Davis, Marco Jansen, Ryan Rickelton, Quinton de Kock, Aiden Markram. That's some solid batting there. Solid batting. India will have to up their game, Shubhan. I mean, whatever we have played so far, we really need our A game to come to the fore.
Absolutely, I completely agree and second that because so far we played three associate nations, one a very outrightly mediocre Pakistan team. So that is why we did not have much of a headache in the group stage at least. But now we are playing all the table toppers. Not only this game, South Africa. Then we go to Chennai for the Zimbabwe game, and in Kolkata, high scoring. Expecting a high scoring affair in Kolkata against the West Indies. So all three opponents have done really well. All are unbeaten in the tournament so far. I think West Indies lost one, if I'm not wrong, but still table toppers regardless. And then they have played some quality cricket. South Africa, for that matter, their 2025 year was not that great, but the way they have picked up form in the World Cup here, that is commendable. India can't afford to leave 20-25 runs behind if they are batting first, or can't concede 20-25 runs extra if they are bowling first. So for India, they need to bring their clinical best side in this games, and Boryada, the format, this format, three matches. If you lose the first one, then that will bring so much pressure onto these players. Then things can become tricky. You know better. You have covered so much cricket. Pressure can make or break a team.
100%. I'll let you go in just two more questions. One, from the South African standpoint, when you watch their practice, Deacock talked about it at the presser. They've played India so many times. IPL has nullified that home advantage completely. These fellows are 2.5, 3 months in India for the camp and then the IPL and all of that. So clearly they know each other very, very well. So it is about pressure, Shubham. It's about which team takes better pressure tonight, which team handles that better. That will win. South Africa will know that. South Africa will know that. And kind of, is there anything that you saw in the practice that kind of stood out for you, that this is what the South Africans will want? I was reading Conrad saying he wants Dewald Brevis to have impact rather than consistency.
I completely agree. And this South African team, knowing Shukri Conrad, how they played the Test series, the ODI series after that, which both of them they won. I think he's a World Test Championship. I think he's a very shrewd coach. He knows his tactics. He does his homework. And South Africa have played four T20I since December 2025 here at this particular venue. Three matches in this World Cup so far. Against India, they played the five-match T20I series, played a warm-up match in Navi Mumbai. So they know these players very well. Quinton de Kock mentioned about it. Surya Kumar mentioned about it. We play so much of cricket, so there's no favorites going into this match. But again, India with 1 lakh capacity crowd, yes, they will be backing this team, but that brings additional pressure as well. But for South Africa, Boyada, I think this is a gun side, and I've been talking about it. Hendrik Klaasen, yes, he's a big miss. He has taken retirement from South African cricket, but regardless of missing Hendrik Klaasen, this is a very well power packed unit for India. They need to, I think the spinners more than Arshdeep or Bumrah, or even if Arshdeep is not playing, I think the spinners will hold the key. Akshar Patel has a fantastic record against Aiden Markram. He has, I think, gotten him out 6 out of 8 times in the last matches he has played against him. So don't be surprised if you see Akshar Patel start against Aiden Markram. So that is a matchup that is also coming into my mind. But this is a high pressure game. This is a high pressure game. South Africa in the practice were pretty clear what they want to do. On match day -2, on match day -1, there was a similar pattern which they started with. Bring Markram, bring Tristan Stubbs. Don't forget Tristan Stubbs. I've been saying this all through this build-up. We are preparing well for Aiden Markram, but Tristan Stubbs might come in as a surprise element with his off spin. He does not bowl a lot, but he bowls regularly in foreign leagues, in T20 leagues where he plays. So he's a proper 3D player. Aiden Markram with the ball, Tristan Stubbs with the ball, Keshav Maharaj with the ball. I won't be surprised if they play George Linda as well. But since there are 6 left-handers, I don't think they will go with 2 left-arm spinners. But this is a heavy spin, heavy side. You mentioned Dewald Brevis with the bat. He can have an impact. He can disrupt the momentum in the middle overs, but don't forget he bowls a bit of a leg spin too. So that brings so much of utility players in that South African unit, which make them extra aggressive or extra dangerous in these conditions. Boryada.
Final question, final before the final. 2024 repeat. Because of the preceding, you can't avoid this. I started with preceding that it kind of takes the surprise away. But at the same time, this is now the group of death. All these teams winning all these matches. India, South Africa match too early. The first of the Super 8 coming too early, according to you, or it's good? You played the best 2 teams and then you can calibrate for the final 2 games.
No, I completely agree. This is a final before final. As I said, the format of the Super 8 stage is such that you can't afford to lose the first match. That will bring so much pressure onto the players, onto the coaching staff. They know they have not been doing well in other formats. So that will, affect the entire dressing room. Yes, this Indian team has been playing some superb cricket. They have not lost a bilateral series against under Surya Kumar Yadav and Gautam Gambhir. But now it is all about one day. If they lose today, then they will need only one more bad day out of two bad days to get knocked out of the tournament. So that is how this format is for South Africa. Also, they have played some excellent cricket. For Zimbabwe, also they are unbeaten so far in this tournament. So it's all about two bad days to knock a team out. Unless you are a Pakistan playing in Colombo and waiting for weather gods to do the Kudrat ka Nizam. I think India will have to do the hard way, play some good cricket, win the matches, which I feel they are very well capable of doing. So I'll still rate India favorites in this match, but not but very slightly, 55-45 in favor of India.
I'll let you go, Shubhan. Watch the build up, follow the build up, enjoy your moment, be safe, because I know the crowd can be a bit rowdy. All the very best to you for the coverage. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Shubhan.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So there you go, Shubhan from Ahmedabad, and the build-up is massive. The build-up is absolutely massive. On the other hand, in Colombo, I will take questions, folks. I will keep firing away your questions. I will come and take questions. And 5:30, Gargi Raut will also be joining me from Ahmedabad for a further round of build-up. As I said, three of our reporters, Gargi, Shubhan, and Rohit Juglan, all of them in Ahmedabad, covering the game for Rev Sports. Coming to the Sri Lanka one, I don't know how many of you have watched that game, Palikile. Sri Lanka clearly stifled England with spin. On the other hand, England has now started well, decently well, picking up the very dangerous Pathum Nisanka. Jofra Archer doing that job, and Sri Lanka now reduced to 20 for 3 in 3.5. So there you go. Will Jacks back-to-back wickets. Ratnayaka and Kusal Mendis at 4 overs, 20 for 3 is what Sri Lanka is chasing, 146 on a very tricky wicket. Does England have the upper hand? Will Jack starting the bowling, 2 overs for 5 runs and 2 wickets. So clearly, spin may well have backfired for Sri Lanka in Palekile. The hosts not in favor at this point. 4 overs done in the Sri Lankan innings. England 146, Sri Lanka 20 for 3. At halfway stage, one could have said Sri Lanka ahead, but in the first 4 overs, and that's what happens in T20 games, one good period of 4 to 5 overs, and everything changes. Everything changes, like it has happened at the moment in Sri Lanka. So Shouradip Das says brain fade for Sri Lanka. It is a tough period now for Sri Lanka to come back in this game. England will fancy their chances. It's still not a huge total to chase. 146 is not a huge total to chase. You would want one batter to go big, much like Phil Salt. One fellow has to put his hand up, much like Ishan Kishan did for India against Pakistan, much like Phil Salt did today for England against Sri Lanka. This is, speed is the thing now. The Will Jacks picking up 2 wickets, batted well, got the 20 odd runs in some 12 balls. That was a handy cameo. Went up from 135 to 145. Some couple of fielding errors at towards the very end. Allowed a few extra runs. That run out chance followed by a 6 from JB Overton. Added 10 runs. Each of these things come into play in a tight match. And yes, Sri Lanka, Syed Nizamuddin, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what we are saying, right? That Sri Lanka is 20 for 3. Shomik Chakraborty is in Palikele, by the way. Shomik Chakraborty is at the ground in Palikele. He will be reporting from the England-Sri Lanka game. So he's in the stadium. You will get his match report. You will get all of the updates and all the details from Palikele the moment the match ends. So Shomik is there. Multiple reporters in Ahmedabad to follow the India-South Africa build-up. Let me set the stage now. What are my few points that I will want to watch in this game? One, South Africa bat really deep. The best part about the South African side is the depth in their batting. Look at it. An Aiden Markram, a Quinton de Kock, a Ryan Rickelton, a Dewald Brevis, a Tristan Stubbs. If you play a George Linda, you have a George Linda. You have a Marco Jansen. It is a very, very deep batting lineup. They can bat up to number 8, number 9, South Africa, and that's something that we have seen in the last series against India. So that's one factor the Indians will need to keep in mind. That even Marco Jansen, and you've seen Marco Jansen damage India, both in the test matches where he was exceptionally good, and then in the white ball where he has He has improved as a batter where he can hit those big shots. He can really clear the boundaries. So Marco Jansen coming down the order has enormous firepower as far as the South Africans are concerned. Then South Africa with the ball has a very, very strong bowling. Whether it is a Rabada, an Ngidi, and a Jansen, or a Linda, and a Keshav Maharaj, and an Aiden Markram. And Shubhan was talking about the part-time off-spin of Tristan Stubbs. Now that's some bowling attack. Where's the weak link? Where's the weak link? You've got to really think who is the bowler that the Indians will target, because the Indians haven't played spin that well. Will a left-hander, for example, target a Keshav Maharaj? Is that going to be the strategy? Somebody like a Shivam Dube, somebody like a Tilak Verma. Will India, and now Sri Lanka 22 for 4 is what's going on. I mean, England completely in control, and look at that, 146, and one thought that this is now a done deal. And Sri Lanka, you know, Will Jackson, Jofra Archer picking up Kamil Mishara as well. So 2 wickets to Jofra Archer in 3 overs, 16, and 2 wickets to Will Jacks for 6. 22 of 5 now. This is England's game. If England is able to win this one, it will set up the group quite beautifully, as you can understand. It's, Sri Lanka will want to fancy their chances on home soil. England will want to win one more, and they will have opened up the semi-final doors. This is the fun of T20 cricket, that at halfway you kind of think, okay, this is the team that has the ascendancy, and then in the power play everything changes. India will have to be very careful about South Africa. Like we were talking about the Indian bowling. Shubhan was talking about the Arshdeep Singh factor. Will they play Arshdeep Singh? Will they not play Arshdeep Singh? If you ask me, I would have played Arshdeep Singh, because Arshdeep Singh at the top of the order against a Quinton de Kock, getting that ball to move, has picked up early wickets multiple times. It won't be a bad idea to start with an Akshar Patel for 1 over against Aiden Markram, and start with an Arshdeep Singh, and then go to a Hardik Pandya and a Jasprit Bumrah. Won't be a bad idea at all, because Akshar Patel has had real success against Aiden Markram, the ball coming in rather than the ball moving away. So Arshdeep Singh, wicket-taking option at the top, and Akshar Patel 1 over against Aiden Markram in the power play could be a bit of a punt that the Indians can take. And it's a again, I mean, we were talking about the depth in the South African bowling. The depth in the Indian bowling is as good. You have a Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, and an Arshdeep Singh if he plays. You have an Akshar Patel. You have, of course, the brilliant Varun Chakravarti if you are playing a Kuldeep Yadav. There is enormous versatility and talent and variety in that Indian attack as well. Absolutely no problem whatsoever with that Indian attack. Plus, you have the part-timers. You have a Tilak Verma option. You have an Abhishek Sharma option. You have a Rinku Singh option. You have all of these options in the ranks for Surya Kumar Yadav. 1 over here, obviously you have a Shivam Dube option. If you want to go for 1 over to any of these chaps, you can. If one player is having a bad day, you can easily toss the ball to Shivam Dube to come and bowl an over or 2 overs if he does well. So India does have versatility. The batting, is it a tad too predictable with the 3 left-handers at the top? I know Tilak Verma wanted to bat 3 and Surya Kumar Yadav sacrificed that position. That's the best part about Surya Kumar Yadav. I mean, as a captain, brilliant. Very Rohit Sharma mold, will want to take everybody and move on, inspire everyone, very chirpy, kind of leader in that change room for India, extremely popular man. So Surya Kumar Yadav, very, very popular man for India in that change room, very Rohit Sharma mold, takes all of his players with him and moves on. So that's the kind of thing that, and a lot of people, Rajiv Uppal is saying betting on Abhishek today. Let me go to questions now and take some before Gargi Rao joins me in some time. A lot of people are actually backing Abhishek Sharma to deliver. Shubhayan Chakraborty was also saying that the number of fans that he has met, almost everyone backing Abhishek Sharma. That is very good to see. Generally, you see social media, the poison that social media is, people go for someone's head if you fail for about 2-3 matches. But in this case, people have overwhelmingly backed Abhishek Sharma, and that is phenomenally good to see. Phenomenally good to see. Let me quickly take questions before Gargi joins me. Okay, Danish Shami, are India under pressure in today's match? Home ground and conditions, World Cup Super 8. Of course, there is pressure. If anybody says there is no pressure, Danish, he or she is lying. Obviously, there is pressure. It is the Super 8, it's the big stage. One mistake, and you are staring at one more mistake, and you're out of the tournament. This is what decides champions and others. So, absolutely, there is pressure. But that's what brings out the best in the top teams as well, Danish. How do you deal with that pressure? Do you deal with that pressure in that it'll kind of push you down, as Tendulkar said, or it's behind you that pushes you forward? This is what Tendulkar used to repeatedly explain to me, that don't let pressure get on here, keep pressure here at the back so that pressure pushes you forward rather than pushing you down. Cricket addict, can we expect a high scoring game? Shubhan was mentioning it's a fresh pitch number 5. It's a mix of black and red soil, more of black soil. You can expect runs there. Cricket addict, hopefully there will be big runs scored and India will come out on top. Syed Nizamuddin, England playing all their matches in Colombo, and look at what's happening. People thought 146 Sri Lanka, and it's a done deal. 4 wickets, brilliant. Uh, and Gargi joins me there as well. Nice. Gargi, what's the build up? Shubhan was telling me you were expecting about, make her full frame. Yeah, there you go. Shubhan was telling me it's about 85 to 90,000 people today. That's what is expected. Over to you. 85 to 90,000 is what he was telling me. You're on mute. You're on mute.
वो अंदर गए Boria, sorry. Boria, I'll tell you, this is some great, first of all, great crowd management that we're seeing, because today is a big game. It's completely sold out. There is a sea of blue behind me. There is a sea of blue in front of me. Right now, the crowd is barricaded as such. They are letting the crowd in through little by little. But I'll show you what's it like here. There you go. You know, Ahmedabad Stadium, this is the one place you will see the entire crowd inside the stadium pouring in at once. Otherwise, you have multiple gates out there, and the crowd is kind of dispersed. But when it comes to Narendra Modi Stadium, you realize just the sheer volume of people that are here to support the Indian team. And look at it. Last time around, Boria, I told you that the most worn jersey is Virat Kohli's, but today is very different. It's Hardik Pandya today, who I've been seeing everyone wearing Hardik Pandya jerseys. Of course, he's the local boy. Look at over here as well. Can you see that the entire crowd has been barricaded and they've been let through very slowly, because they're trying to manage the crowd this time around. Last match, I don't think there was as much crowd, and we still have half one. How much? 1 hour to go for the game. 1 hour to go for the game. So, that's why, and you're still seeing so much crowd, and it's quite hot out here. Yet people are already pouring in. They're taking their seats, and a lot of crowd has already gone in. So what you're seeing is the residual crowd, and it will continue growing.
Yeah, Shubhan was again telling me that from 3 p.m. they opened the gates and it's quite nicely managed. As Gargi is also reporting that you are expecting a full house, an absolute full house. I asked Shubhan this question, Gargi. I want to ask you this as well. You've been in Ahmedabad for 5 days. What is the amount of dew? Is that a factor? Will it influence the toss? Shubhan said not much dew. What is your take? Are you seeing yesterday in the South African practice, day before in Indian practice, is there much dew? What is your take on dew, and will that influence the call at the toss?
Not at all, Boria. Dew will not be an issue here, because yesterday there was a long chat about dew in the press conference as well. And Surya Kumar Yadav did tell us that they have sprayed the chemical yesterday. They have also sprayed the chemical. They will also spray the chemical this morning. So that's the kind of you're not going to see dew at all. Day before yesterday, match day -2, there was some dew, but then after that, match day -1, and today morning there has been a chemical that has been sprayed, so you won't see much of it. And then Surya Kumar Yadav in the press conference said that even if there's dew, we're not bothered about it. Toss at this point is overrated. We don't care for the toss, because T20 cricket, even if there's dew, it's going to be more or less the same conditions for the two teams playing. It's not going to be that much dew that the game drastically changes in the second innings. So that's the issue when it comes to dew. No dew at all. I don't think it's going to play a factor in this game.
And what's your team? Shubhan was saying Arshdeep still might miss out and he will not be surprised if there's a late change. He was saying that he's gone in and checked the wicket from the press box, had a bit of a greenish cover. Are you expecting any change or except that Akshar Patel comes in, or are you expecting no, India will still go in with Arshdeep? What is your take on the team?
Sorry, I was mute. Apart from the Akshar Patel change, obviously you're expecting Akshar Patel to come in given the conditions. But the other change that I'm seeing possibly is Arshdeep coming back into the squad. I don't think Kuldeep Yadav will make it into the playing 11. So it's going to be Arshdeep Singh who's going to come in place of Washington Sundar. You've got Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh, and Varun Chakravarti. Obviously, that's the combination that I'm seeing. Rohit was actually keen on seeing Sanju Samson in place of Tilak Verma, and we were having this discussion in the morning, but it doesn't seem likely when it comes to the batters. Tilak Verma and Abhishek Sharma, despite not being as good as you'd want them to be, they are being backed 100% by the management. We've heard from three people from the management, Moni Mokkal, Sitanshu Kotak, and the captain himself, after that last game in Ahmedabad. And all three of them have backed Abhishek Sharma and Tilak Verma. So there will be no changes when it comes to the batters. But bowling lineup, yes, I do see Akshar Patel coming in for Washington Sundar and Arshdeep playing.
A bit of a South African perspective. You were there at the practice. Give me a sense of the South African build-up as well.
Once again, yes, I was there at the South Africa practice, and both of those days, there is something that you have to take note of, that in the net sessions, Aiden Markram is the one that is starting off the net sessions, and I think that's going to be a similar strategy that they will deploy in the match as well. I think because of the amount of left-handers in the Indian batting lineup. And at the top, you will see an Aiden Markram starting off. They've got quality spinners. They bat very, very deep. I think they bat till number 10. And it's going to be a good contest out there. You can see by the amount of crowd how anticipated this game is. And looking forward to a good contest. You want to see a good contest because so far India has only played Associate Nations. And apart from Pakistan, of course, but that was in completely different conditions. And another update, it's going to be a fresh wicket out there today. So they are playing on the 5th strip, which is a fresh wicket. And from the conversations that we've had with the groundsmen, with the GCA people, they are saying that it's going to be a good balance between bat and ball, and it may assist the batters a little more than the pitches that we've seen at the Narendra Modi Stadium so far.
And just for an update, England are 5 down. Sorry, Sri Lanka are 5 down. Sri Lanka 37 for 5. 3 wickets to Will Jackson, his power play overs. 2 to Jofra Archer. Chasing 146-47. Sri Lanka half the side in the pavilion in the first 6 overs. Now it's Kamindu Wendis and Dasun Shanaka. Can Sri Lanka turn this around? A miracle is now needed. England completely in control in Sri Lanka at the Palikile. Clearly, the spinners doing the job. Jofra Archer stepping in. Tricky conditions to bat. Sri Lanka staring down the barrel. Ashok is saying India will need to step up big time. Gargi showing us the visuals of the crowd there. Massive, massive crowd build up in Ahmedabad. Gargi, now that you are seeing this crowd, the vibe, do you reckon these fans actually make that big a difference? An 80,000 plus Indian sea of blue cheering the men in blue. Will that make a big difference to this Indian side, that you have the local support, every wicket, every boundary? Will that act as the 12th man, the importance of the fan? Yeah, I asked you, the question is on the fan. How important will this fan build up be? 85,000 people, sea of blue, will they come into play for India as well?
I'm having a bit of trouble hearing you, but I'm guessing you're talking about the fans here.
Yes.
And I like that you asked me that question, because yesterday Surya Kumar Yadav gave another insight, which I think was important. There was a very good question asked in the press conference about the pressure of playing a home World Cup. Obviously, 1 lakh people out there, a sea of blue, that's motivation, right, for the Indian players. But at the same time, when you actually walk in the middle and you realize just how massive the ground is, you are bound to get a little intimidated by the volume of people. And when it comes to Indian fans, you will have a lot of expectations, and that expectation turns into pressure. Surya Kumar Yadav has said there is a lot of pressure on us, especially because it's a home World Cup, especially because every single game there will be Indians out there in thronging the stadium and expecting India to win, which is why they're also keen on not losing any games out there. But there is pressure. Surya Kumar Yadav said we can't run away from the fact that it's home game, that we are under pressure. But if there is no pressure, then there is no fun. So that's it.
Okay, I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I'll finish the show in the next 10 odd minutes. Gargi will join you with her live from the Narendra Modi Stadium in 25 minutes from now. Her big build up from on ground from Ahmedabad at 6 p.m. Gargi Rao, thank you very much for joining me. So there you go, build up from Ahmedabad. And now it's time for me to take your questions because that's very, very important, which is why I let Gargi go. So the last 10 minutes of the show, let's take as many questions as possible. Sri Lanka struggling, absolutely struggling. Make no mistake. This is England's game. Can Sri Lanka turn this? Will someone attack? Someone has to attack. 46 for 5. Dasun Shanaka is the man. Can he turn this around? Kamindu Mendes. Liam Dawson now. 8 overs, 46 for 5 as we speak is what Sri Lanka is. Not a big total, mind you. 2 good overs, couple of big sixes, and all of a sudden the pressure might just move to England as well. 140-50 partnership is what Sri Lanka and the fans will expect. This is where the fans can come in. The cheering can come in. Pushing their people can come in. This is what is, real pressure is all about. Let's take the questions. I had taken some, so we'll move from there. Aaron Nokpal, just like baseball has proven to be a failed field approach, Team India needs to wake up and start playing according to the bat situation. I think they have done that, Aaron Nok. They have done that in this World Cup. They calibrated beautifully in that Pakistan game. 175 is what they targeted. They did not target 225. They've done that against the Netherlands, 193. They did not target 220. I do think the Indians have calibrated extremely well so far in this particular World Cup. Who's this? Chandel Vishal. Team आ गई क्या? नहीं, अभी तक नहीं आई. वो जो कह रहे थे शुभान और गार्गी दोनों ने यही कहा है कि वो अर्शदीप को देखते हैं खेल रहे हैं वो, और एक ही चेंज, वो वॉशिंगटन सुंदर की जगह शायद अक्षर पटेल वापस आ जाएंगे. नहीं तो जो मैच नेदरलैंड्स के खिलाफ आपने देखा था वही टीम खेलना चाहिए, अनलेस इंडिया वांट्स टू गो इन विद वन एक्स्ट्रा स्पिनर, जो मुझे लग नहीं रहा है. मुझे भी यही लग रहा है कि आप अर्शदीप सिंह को देखोगे एट द टॉप ऑफ द ऑर्डर, एंड उसके बाद एक ही चेंज होगा. वॉशिंगटन सुंदर की जगह आप अक्षर पटेल को वापस आते हुए देखोगे ऑन हिज होम ग्राउंड. Proshenjit, to tackle the spin issue, do you see addition of another right-handed batter, Sanju? This is something that Rohit Juglan was saying in one of our conversations, but I am not seeing that, Proshenjit. I do think Tilak Verma retains his spot. I think it will be the same batting order for India. They will kind of give that same batting order one more go because they want to back the batters. They want to kind of give them a longish go. And Tilak Verma hasn't looked too bad for me at all. Abhishek Sharma, they will want to back Abhishek Sharma for sure. Sri Lanka overconfidence, says Shaurodeep Das. I don't think so. I don't think it was about overconfidence. England bowled well. This is the pressure of a home World Cup. They are also playing at home. I don't think it will be overconfidence at halfway stage. Aryan Chatterjee, India's bowling bailed them out in the group stage compared to what he expected. We need to pull up our sleeves. Look, you also played in wickets where 170 has been a decent score, 190 a very, very decent score. So it's not as if your batting hasn't done well. Your batting, for example, Ishan Kishan, the rest of the batters in that match against Pakistan did really well at the Premadasa, Aryan, in that wicket to get you to 175. That was a tricky wicket to bat on, and to get to 175 on that wicket was quite a tough ask. So I don't think the batting has been all that bad. Sports fan, yes, we are talking about the half the side. England hopefully will be able to push this now, but Sri Lanka, I mean, as I said, two good overs. What is this? Bhavik Haswani. Are 3 journalists required to cover T20 match? More than quantity, quality of journalism matters, Bhavik. Let me give you a good, I'll respond to it properly. Firstly, it is the World Cup. There are three streams: English, Hindi, and Bangla. You want parallel lives because the constituencies are very different. So, Gargi for English largely, Shubhayan and Rohit for Hindi largely, and ground reports which can be used in Bangla. Answer number one. Answer number two, you also have the written copies. At the end of the match, you want two people live in English and Hindi, and you also want someone to file the written copies, because in our case the written component on our website, it's a massively read website, plus one person to attend the post match press conference to file the written copies. So you can understand, we are not like other media houses which will send one person and try to save money. It is about quality, and for quality you need more people on ground, not just numbers. And finally, you know what, Bhavik, this is a World Cup. Every journalist dreams of covering the World Cup. It is not just Boria going and covering the World Cup. It is very easy for me. I would have been given match day accreditation as well, much like in Sri Lanka. I know that if I had traveled to Ahmedabad, it would have been easy for me. But then I should not claim that I'm trying to give people opportunity, trying to grow young journalists, give them a break, make careers, inspire young people. It is about giving people opportunity. This is the World Cup. This is what matters. For Trisha and Snehashish, the Women's World Cup. For these people, the Men's World Cup. For Asian Games, our multi-sport journalists. For Asian Para Games, our multi-sport journalists. For Badminton World Championship. For Hockey World Cup, you have to send people to the ground for them to break new ground and emerge and evolve as journalists. So it's not about, it's not about numbers, Bhavik. There is a lot of thought, because for me, to send people costs me money. It costs me top dollar for people to go and stay in decent hotels, travel around. There is a lot of cost. So for me to send has to be justified. So when you ask a question, and I know your question was meant as a bit of a barb, I answered you with a lot of positivity. I hope you understand and get the point as to why multiple people, because that's how the profession grows. To make people sit in their armchair and report doesn't really benefit. Or for the editor, which I see in other platforms, for only the editor to travel doesn't really make sense for me, because that's not how young people will ever grow. I hope you've got your answer. Ashok, yes, Ashok, 100% India will need to step up big time. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. Sixth wicket gone now. Oh, yeah. So I think it's done. It's 56 for 6 in 10. Hemantha and Shanaka Kamindu also gone. Again, Liam Dawson. So spin doing the job for England. 3 to Will Jacks, 1 to Liam Dawson. Clearly on the mat, Sri Lanka. They will need a miracle from here on. India will lose miserably. Why are you saying this, and where is this coming from? They've been the most consistent and the most successful team, Shubhadeep Mondol. This fear of yours, where is this coming from? I could not get. Obviously, in cricket, any team can lose miserably. But why are you saying this? I couldn't understand, because this team under Gautam and Surya has played extraordinarily good cricket. So I don't think we need to be overly critical about them at this point, because there's no reason for you to be so. Rinku team mein hai, other than fielding, I don't think he played bad against Pakistan with that cameo. I don't think he has had a bad World Cup. He's done his job. He's fielded well. He's caught well. He came and hit some powerful blows that cut for 4, and that 6 that he played of Shaheen Shah Afridi in that final over. That's precisely his job, and he's done his job to perfection. So I don't see him being let out or being dropped or benched for whatever reason. Why green pitch? Not green. There is a tinge of grass which might just hold the wicket together rather than it breaking. Any changes? We've answered that question. Room for Sanju Samson has been the debate. I don't see him, but Rohit Juglan, for example, was talking about the inclusion of Sanju Samson, whose place Tilak Verma maybe not in this game. So it's time for me, many more questions, but time for me to close the show. Gargi will be there with you in 15 minutes. Abhishek must be dropped. He's a walking wicket. You clearly don't understand your cricket and you're a fool. So that's why you're saying what you are. On that note, social media breeds it is a platform for poison, exactly like Shubhadeep Mondol. He doesn't understand his cricket one bit. So you can classify him as one of those people who has got agency thanks to social media, who doesn't deserve agency by that matter, who doesn't deserve agency, but he's got his keyboard, he's got his social media, he can go and tweet, he can post comments, and he will portray that. So that's the pitfall of social media and empowering people. So let's close the show then. Massive game coming up in an hour and 15 minutes from now. We will bring you all of the coverage from Ahmedabad as we go along. Thank you very much for watching. Join Gargi Raut with her build up from the crowd within that vicinity of the Narendra Modi Stadium. It will be jam packed. The energy will be strong. So Gargi Raut, Ashok Nambudri, Shubhan Chakraborty, Rohit Juglan will join you at 6 p.m. Rohit and Shubhan in Hindi. Ashok will host. Gargi will join you with the English show. Thank you very much for watching.